going to start the recording. And I'm very, very pleased to invite everybody on our Zoom call this evening, and to just let me change the view just for one moment.
Sorry, but you are very, I don't know how the others feel about it, but you are very hard to understand. Is this a general thing with the line? Can you understand me clearly? Because I have a hard time understanding you. Oh,
can you hear me now, Sven?
Much better, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know, we've had problems with Wi-Fi, but I won't go into that right now. Okay. Welcome to our Astra team Zoom call. And we are very fortunate indeed to have you on our call. For those on the call that are on our team recently, maybe we've got the odd guest. My name is Sean Jackson. I'm National Marketing Director with Juice Plus. And it's a very proud moment for me also to welcome our Vice President for Business Development on our call for Europe, I should say, Dr. Sven Goebel. Welcome, Sven.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thanks for inviting me over. Excited to do the call with you tonight.
Thank you very much indeed. I just want to say a couple of words before we get started, just to really outline where you're coming from and how highly regarded you are. Just a quote here about you from author John Fogg, who said, "The man is a master of network marketing, and yes, one of the greatest networkers in the world. He's all about raising the bar in his business, leading with integrity and being authentic and real. His mission is nothing short of transformation of multi-level marketing." And I can certainly vouch for that from how I know you, certainly, without a doubt, Sven. So with that, I just want to sort of say, and I suppose lead in with a few questions just to get things rolling. But again, a little bit of background, and maybe you can help me out with this as well. But as I understand it, Sven, that following your university, and obviously you did very well in university as a student, coming out with A's and obviously a PhD, of course. But that it's interesting that whilst you were even working for your PhD, you joined network marketing at a certain company, which I'm sure you will tell us about shortly. You quickly became a leader in the industry. And in fact, you've spent the last 25 years forging an extremely successful career in the industry of network marketing. Perhaps you could tell us how that came about in the beginning.
Absolutely, happy to do so. Thanks for listening again tonight. And yeah, I make it crisp and short because it's actually a very long and very exciting story. I mean, 25 years is something. But you know, when I was working on my PhD, I was actually studying chemistry in a university in Germany. And I wasn't really excited about what I was doing because originally I wanted to become a dentist. But I didn't get a place at the university for peace medicine. So I started with chemistry. And I thought maybe I can later cross-jump into it, which I couldn't. So I started doing something where my heart actually never was. But, you know, I didn't have another choice. So I kind of finished it. But I was really never there. And during the course of my studying, I felt that maybe a traditional employee job in a big corporation for my choice became looking for a way to start my own business. And that option happened in February 1992, which is about 25 years ago, almost 24 and a half years ago, where, or 24 and a quarter, right? That's where I was invited to an event with this company, the Juice Plus company. At that time, there wasn't Juice Plus. It was called NSA, National Safety Associates. We had water and air filtration systems, which were kind of familiar to me because I was studying chemical engineering, so I understood what was going on in these devices. So I thought this is a perfect match, and the rest is history. I started in network marketing. I very quickly fell in love with the distribution system, the distribution channel. And being very analytic, I always wanted to improve on it. I was never satisfied. I was never content. I always tried to do it better. I started early, 20 years ago, to build systems already where most people just followed simple principles. But I started to build systems, worked on my event structure, and always tried to improve on things, you know. And I failed a lot, of course, because it was all empiric, you know. There wasn't any good guidelines and stuff. But when you fail a lot, you learn a lot. And I learned a lot over these past 25 years, which now become an advantage. I finally reached financial independence in my network marketing business. So for some years, I stayed at home and watched my oldest son going through his teenage years, played a lot of golf, spent a lot of time with my family. But I found out that this wasn't also very rewarding. You know, I felt kind of worthless. The learning curve was flat. There was no challenge for me anymore in life other than maybe working on my handicap or doing some other stuff around the house or go on vacation or drive some of the nice cars. That isn't something, it looks good to get there, but once you're there, you see that this is not fulfilling in life. So I was looking for something new. And when Dan Holzmann, our CEO in Europe, I've known him since over 20 years now, he said, you know what? You need to come back in our company. We can use you. We can help. We can use your knowledge. You are inspirational. You are about the transformation. You understand more about this industry than many others. I think Juice Plus is on about to explode in a. There's new stuff happening at that time where we started talking. That little UK phenomenon started to kicking in already, and I said, you know, why not? So 2.5 years ago, I decided to join, this time on the corporate side and as a partner. And we've just had amazing successes over the past 2.5 years. It wasn't easy. We had a lot of front wind, of course, because whenever you urge for transformation and you push common patterns and people out of their comfort zone after being in it for 20 years, you get a lot of resistance. But the overall outcome is so incredibly rewarding on what has happened. I mean, we just looked at the numbers, which we've had 2.5. I mean, that's when my time counted. So I have the numbers 2.5 years ago and I have them today. And I mean, the business in Europe just went up by exactly 250%. And this is something in 2.5 years, right? I mean, that's an average of close to 100% every year. So we believe with our Vision 2020, we're going to, together with all of you, can get this company to the next billion-dollar player over the next 3.5 to 4 years. And that's what we are working on. We are surprised by our current successes. If we had to give our very best guess 2.5 years ago when we got started together, what the outcome would be, we would never have dared to evaluate or estimate what the outcome really became. So we are very blessed on what happened, and we are very proud of our leadership in the field, because a lot of them just made it happen, and they made it happen big time. And it's amazing what kind of new demographics, new strategies, new systems, new thinking, new innovation we were able to attract. That was the big thing, you know, to be able to attract all that capacity and all that knowledge. It's amazing, and things, we are in a really, really good place right now. So the next years are looking very promising. And that's not only in Europe, I mean, also in the United States. I mean, they had a much bigger business from their foundation, but also they are in double-digit growth, double-digit percentages, and also there the company is growing a lot. So on a global scale, we are breaking records after records. And let me say, other companies might do that too, maybe not to that kind of amount, but they do it through expansion. We've had this without any new market opening. So it happened in markets where the business has existed sometimes over 20 years, and suddenly these markets with the right leaders just exploded, and that's amazing. That's one of its kind.
Yes, definitely. I think obviously that's one of the main reasons why you joined the company, or came back to us after 20 odd plus years. And
yes,
you've done very well in the industry, as you said. I think you've answered the question that was next, effectively. You know, you'd earned well over, was it 10 million in commissions, and very successful in the industry. So there had to be a good reason, I suppose, as you gave a very good reason. You know, it's you saw the new challenge, where we were going, you know, where the company, the potential for the future. And I think that's a great reason to join this company. And you've seen this.
Yeah, my dream was always to participate when a company like ours, our industry, hits the billion-dollar mark, but not through hype, but through smart moves and solid growth. And I saw that happening here with this company. You know, there's a history of over 42 years. The company is great in shape, rock solid, healthy, has a great management, and I thought there's only a few buttons that had to be pushed to really make this fly and get it to next levels. I had that vision, and it came that way, even more than I anticipated initially. But it really came well together all, and it was a great team effort. You know, I mean, nobody can do that alone. We have had a great team effort between field, leadership, corporate staff, management. Everybody contributed. And right now, I think everybody from all angles, watching it from all angles, we can all be proud of the Juice Plus company and everything we've together created here. It's amazing.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, as you say, experienced and enjoyed something like 250% growth in the last 2 years. That's not bad going, is it? By any
No, it's not. It's amazing.
Of course, like anything, you have growth pains. You know, that speed of growth has been phenomenal, and handling that has been a major part probably of what you've had to do, you know, to ensure that.
Oh yeah, you know, that was, we had a few sleepless nights, and as I said, a lot of resistance. I mean, there was also people were scared, you know, because we were tapping untouched grounds from you know, and we were allowing things we weren't used to. But you know, that's actually where the opportunity mostly lies. If you keep doing what you're doing, you are not going to change the results, right? You're going to keep getting what you got. Yeah. And if you want to have something else, you need to do something else. And this might be uncomfortable for a while, but it might pay off big time. And we were the lucky ones. You know, we had the good things on our side looking back. And it's only, I mean, we talk about 2-3 years. Yeah. It's a very short period of time compared to the age the company is. And good things happen. Now we feel very comfortable about everything. Now we understand what happens. We are beyond, we are through the bottleneck. We understand what's happening out there. You know, we understand the new demographics, the new cultures, the new way of using our products, you know, the new way of using technology and social media. We are getting our hands on it. But, you know, in the beginning, this was all brand new stuff for us. And thanks to the leaders who taught us so much about how to do and the dialogue they kept up with us and we kept up with them. That was the reason why we were able to grasp all that stuff, you know, and now start to understand what's really happening. And what has changed so much is that in the old days, you know, all these people being around 10, 20 years, they knew everything. They've seen everything. But today, times change so fast. There's nobody anymore who knows everything. A lot of people know something, but not everybody, not somebody knows everything. So it's very important to create a culture of mutual communication and understanding, because there's not the one knows all guy anymore. And we are getting fed with new stuff every single day. And it's not by the experienced ones, it's maybe by the new ones coming in. So that keeps it very interesting. I mean, some of you guys on the phone, you're maybe 2 months with us in the business. You might be somebody who might find something that is so unique and works so well, you know, based on technology, social media, or whatever comes up, the next Facebook or name it, you know, that can be very interesting. And we know one thing: we listen, we learn, we watch, and we act.
Yeah. It's also another interesting point is that you joined us effectively at a moment of massive change. Again, you've had to experience and deal with that, but the social media revolution that we've gone through over the last 2-3 years has been nothing short of phenomenal. I know I've had to try and deal with it because everything I knew about how I was doing the business has really changed. You know, we carry on doing the traditional ways, but we have to look at where the big growth is, and that's something you've been doing over the last year or so. I know that, and you've been, I know, discussing program strategies, whatever, with some of the most successful teams and individuals in our business. And as I understand it, you come up with a blueprint, a social media blueprint. Perhaps you'd like to describe how that could go.
Yeah, I urge all of you to dig deeper into this once we finish that call, but I want to give you an overview. It's all about and why it's so genius. In 2008, I decided not to build my business across Europe anymore. I decided to, can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
I can still hear
you. Yeah, wait a minute. My internet connection is unstable. Is it good? Can you hear me?
It's a bit breaking up, but
wait a minute.
I can still hear you, Sven.
Able to, is that better?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Can you hear me? Yeah, that's better. I was on the wrong net, sorry. I have 2 nets here in the house. Okay. So in 2008, I decided to build my business across, away from Europe and international and globally, and it was a great experience. And at the same time, I became totally intrigued about Gen Y. The first time I heard the expression Gen Y was 2009. And there was a guy telling me, he said, Sven, if you want to build a strong organization, who would you like to sponsor in your business? Would you like to sponsor people that are 20 years older than you? Or would you like to sponsor people that are 20 years younger than you? And that wasn't very hard to think about, because I said, you know what, when I'm 60 and I want to retire, the 40-year-old are still all going to work because they're going to feed their family. But if I have 80 years old in the business, I'm running into a problem because they're going to retire before me.
Yeah.
So I was starting to think about how can I attract young demographics in my business. And then the social media thing started. So that all came together for me. That's why I became such an early bird mover when it comes to young generation, technology, and social media, because I wanted to build long distance. I understood I needed young people, and I understood the principle of network marketing. So that's actually the three things that made me think of all the things happening today, even before 2010. And so I became so excited about the opportunities and the things we have going today for us. It's amazing. And when it comes to the blueprint, you know, we are very structured when it comes to explaining our business. And most of the time, it is important that you take people on a helicopter ride and show them the map first. Imagine you go on vacation in a city and you want to explore the city. You know, go to a million inhabitant city like London, for example, and if you just walk some corners, you'll never find your way. But if you spend studying the map of London for a while, just 10 minutes, even 5 minutes, and you walk around, then you might find the spots where you are. You have orientation. You know where the Hyde Park is, you know where Big Ben is, you know how the Thames River flows, where the big wheel is, the London Eye, and all that stuff. You know it. And when you get to this place, I know it's there. If this is there, there must be the Hyde Park, there's Buckingham Palace, blah, 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 blah. But if you just start wandering around, you have no chance. So that helicopter view on a map before you even get started is so incredibly important. And when we take people on a helicopter ride, we show them a few things. First of all, we show them what does it mean to run a system. What is a system at all? You know, and a system has three components. It's all the prospecting part, where you have your processes in place. You know, the process to find new prospects in terms of customers and of franchise partners. So that needs to be in shape and tuned. It needs to work. You know, you've got to work with your upline so that the process is fine and all the tools you need for it. That needs one thing. The second thing is your event structure. What's happening in events? Tonight we have an event. You and I, we have an event with all of you guys. You know, it's a Zoom event. But these events have to happen in your organizations multiple times a week, if not multiple times a day, and everybody's responsible. So it's very, very important to actively contribute to a very powerful event structure. And then, of course, it's education and training. What do you educate? And here, simplicity is key. More training usually adds more complexity, but you want to keep things simple. So you got to manage your training very well and don't overteach and overtrain people. That's the next thing. So it's all about the system. You know, that helicopter view helps you to look at how is our system working, how good is our system. The next thing what the blueprint does, the next component is about the teams and the movement. How does a team become a movement? You know, a movement is a team that developed incredible momentum. How does that happen? So it's about what philosophy does the team have? What added value do you offer? Who's your inner circle? Do these people have ownership? You know, are they taking responsibility? Because you can't do it alone. And the earlier you have a team where you have ownership with like-minded people, they all run for the same thing. That's where your business is going to take off. That's the second component. So how to create a movement. The third component is branding and identity. You know, today, in today's world, especially in our business, you need a perfect professional online identity, whether you use social media or whether you use the internet in general or whatever channel you use, your identity needs to be on the point. It's an artwork. You really got to work hard on that. So we can teach people and show people how you build your own perfect brand, because you need that brand in order to attract others. You can never build a business on social media when people don't perceive you as being attractive. So it starts with your brand and who you are on social media. And this needs to be authentic and real, but very professional. And then you can connect with others. The same thing is the value you offer. You need to offer value on social media. That's also very, very, very important. And the next thing, of course, is the paradigm shifts. And I talked on the conventions about it, the 7 paradigm shifts, how you change the thinking from information to inspiration, from education to experience, from genealogy thinking to cultural thinking, you know, from selling a product to offering a program, all these kind of things. So that's actually what the blueprint does. And Sean, feel free to spend time with your people about the blueprint and teach it and look at it and look together what you can do better. There's so many things all the leaders can do better. Today I use it as a diagnostic tool for leaders and organizations. Whenever I look at the leader's business, I use the blueprint. I scan off all these parts I just talked about, and I immediately see the white spot, the weaknesses, and can help to build them into strengths.
That sounds great. Where can people find this blueprint, Sven?
We have it, I think it's even in the VO here in Europe, but I need to ask my assistant where we have put it. I can help you with that. Maybe you and I connect, and I let you. I can forward you the stuff. We have for the European leadership. We have given some maps and materials out about the blueprint recently. You should actually also have it. If not, shoot me a note, and I make sure you get it.
Okay, thanks, Sven. I've seen you go through it, of course, in Birmingham.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know you discussed it in
Phoenix, right? Haven't you seen me in Phoenix? In Phoenix?
Oh, I couldn't make Phoenix, unfortunately. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
I was sorry to miss that one. But anyway, hopefully I will see you do it again, of course, soon.
Sure. No, we are not going to let that go. This is going to go further. This is a fundamental, absolutely essential thing for our company and for developing business. The blueprint's not going to go away.
Yeah, it's an important one. Will you be going through it in Bonn by chance?
No, I'm not going to do it in Bonn. I'm going to do the 7 paradigm shifts because, the blueprint is nothing from main stage, because usually you need it's a full or half day training, and it's nothing you can do in half an hour on a main stage in front of 3,000 people. It's more a leadership thing, but of course I'm covering some components of it.
Yeah, no, that'll be good to know, because we have a few of the team that are actually going to. In fact, we seem to be growing numbers attending Bonn at this point. So
amazing, yeah. And you need to hurry up because actually Bonn is sold out. We have actually oversold the tickets.
Yeah, I understand that if we want tickets, we have to ring the office now. So there's no website.
Yeah, and they're going to tell you there's no more tickets.
We have to pay for tickets now. There you go.
It's a good situation to be.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're looking forward to it anyway. That is for sure. Bearing in mind the success we have achieved, the last few years, Sven, and obviously what we're doing right now, which every month we seem to be breaking record after record. It's incredible growth, which is fantastic to see, and a great example particularly to new people coming into our business, where the future lies. And obviously we have new products coming on, and which in the next year or so, which is making it even more exciting. But how do you see the future right now? How do you see our growth being maintained or being handled? And obviously, can it be sustained? How do you see our growth over the next, 1 to 5 years?
Yeah, the strength of our business and the power of our growth is directly proportional to the strength of our leadership. Yeah. When we all together, us with our competency and you as leaders, help developing more leadership, stronger leadership, and the right attitude in leadership, there will be no borders. I believe everything we did right now was preparation. We are perfectly set up now, and I think the growth which we currently experience is even going to accelerate over the next few years. So I think we are going full speed into 2020 into being a multi-billion-dollar company. We are going to hit the billion a year, and we are very proud about that. So I see a great future ahead of us. I think all the lights are on green. Of course, we have to do our homework each and every day. It's not going to happen automatically. But I think we are geared up perfectly, and everybody is highly alerted, knows his job, knows what he needs to do. And it's regarding you guys in the field, it depends on your commitment. There's no secret. There's nothing you will not know or will not find out what you need if you just want it. If you want it, there's everything available at your fingertips so that you can really build a legacy here. That's the situation we are in. So I think what's very important is that you connect also with other leaders throughout Europe. We are building a very strong culture of mutual respect and communication. You've already noticed that. Yeah. And I think you can learn so much from each other. And we are looking forward to also have the next European Leadership Convention again in 2017, where everybody comes together. So that's going to be exciting too.
It's certainly very exciting. And as you mentioned, 2020, of course, looking forward to the big convention.
Dubai.
That's something to look forward to.
Absolutely. And we have a task list. That list was made in 2013. I have it right here open. I'm not going to read it to you because it's a personal document. But if I see how many things we already ticked off that list, we are on a good way.
We're definitely on the right track, that's for sure. I'm very excited. I've never known it be so exciting. Really, there's growth and everybody is enjoying.
Yeah, me too.
There's so much to do now, and so many ways we can build our business worldwide. And of course, we're looking at the world business. That's the phenomenal part of it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add at this point, Sven?
Yeah, I think what I'd like to add to you guys is, and I can sense your excitement, and I hope that the team is as excited. Everything we talked about, for somebody who's not very long in the business, or might be maybe just to be a DD or SDD or SC or some this seems like a fairy tale, or seems so far away. And what I want to rest assure you guys is it's not. I've seen people starting this business just some months ago, and they became in no time a QNMD or an NMD, and suddenly had a great team and an awesome amount of customers. If you really take it serious, in weeks and months, things can change incredibly. It's like you go to the gym and you want to build the best physics you've ever had, and suddenly it doesn't take 5 years, it happens in 5 months. And you would say, wow, this is so exciting, right? So how often would you, if you can do it in 5 months and get your best physics instead of 5 years, how often would you go to the gym? I would go every day. I'd say, this is amazing, what a gift. And that's exactly what you need to do here, because if you do it every day, things can happen, life-changing things.
Yeah.
That is going to determine a great future for you and your family for the rest of your life. The foundation for that can be laid in a period shorter than 1 year.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you, if somebody had offered that to me earlier, which he kind of did, but if I would have been so clear, I would have given everything. Because if you can change the rest of your life, no matter how many 20, 40, 60 years you got to go, or 80, doesn't matter how old you are, if you can determine this in just 1 year or less, I would go all in. I would put everything else aside, and I would go on a 1 year sprint and make it happen. And if you listen to the testimonies of our successful young people who are not even 30 years old, they have laid an incredible future for themselves in that time, and now they are living a life that usually you don't live when you are retired, and they're not even 30 years old. So, but nothing comes from nothing. So you need to be very serious, and that's why I'd like to give that message to you. It's a perfect place to be. You can really make miracles happen here, and I want you to have the confidence in yourself that you are able to do it too. I believe you can.
Well, you're so right. I mean, it's like we're enjoying an accelerated process. I couldn't have believed it even a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's really more than ever worth, pressing the pedal to the metal, as we might say, to make it happen and literally go pro. Because there's never been a better time to go pro, to enjoy the benefits of your labor, and the rest of your life is your own, if you can make it happen in the short term.
And look what the options are. I mean, if you look at the traditional options that the business life is offering you out there, chances are that you won't succeed too much. I mean, Randy Gage's book, the title just says it all. Risk is the new safe, and safe is the new risk. What we considered, or our parents considered safe, being with one company, making a career and going to retirement from there, this is a fairy tale, right? This doesn't happen for our generation or for the younger generation anymore. They live in a different world. So what we considered safe is today risky, and what they considered risky, meaning taking your fate, your destiny in your own hands and make things happen, that is the new safe.
Yeah.
And you got to think about that. That's what changed in the world. So you are in control and you are safe.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing, time worked for us, not against us.
Perfect. And on that high note, Sven, I just want to say how very grateful, eternally grateful we are to you for coming on our call tonight. I think we've all gained a lot from it.
Pleasure.
I would like to call you on your services again, hopefully not long from now.
Anytime. Just reach out. I wish you all the best. Have a great evening. Thanks for listening, and thanks, Sean, for inviting me. Take care.
Have a good evening further. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.